DJ. Welcome, one and all, back for another Create, Define, Release. Please give us some energy from out there. Yeah, come on. Back once again, courtesy of the Arts Council, courtesy of the amazing Create, Define, Release, which is a community built around breaking down the barriers between amazing artists, communities that are making music, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. I don't know why I'm saying these things, but it's been a long day, people. I'm going to say some things, but it's amazing to be back, and it's amazing to see these wonderful faces. But yeah, the main thing is about creating a community where there's transparency between artists who are both on one side of your journey, artists that are on different journeys, and just sharing skills, sharing ideas, thoughts, and going under the bonnet, as it were, under the hood with some incredible artists. I will introduce this wonderful artist very soon when my phone stops playing up. How's everyone feeling? You're damn right. Blessings, yeah. Do check out Create, Define, Release. If you're not already following, please do follow. I'm Pops Roberts, the host that went missing, but I'm back, baby. They thought they could get rid of me. Never. And with me today, I'm honored, pleased, and yeah, just all the good things to introduce the amazing Jade, a.k.a. Obeka.
Hello.
Yeah. So, are you ready for a flowery bio? Because I love doing this.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I built it together from the internet, but let's see if you like what I say.
Okay.
So, from the shores of Bermuda, Bermuda-born musician, to the inner city musical depths of Manchester's underground club scene, Obeka is an incredible multi-percussionist, producer, and musician, and has been featured in this year's Mixmag's Artist to Watch. Delivering a native sound and rhythmic textures that are featuring all kinds of polyrhythms, which I'm really looking forward to talking about. Distinct to his homeland, blending native styles from Pan-African diasporas, Caribbean, South American origins, with both a mixture of hybrid, live, and software-based drum performances. With an incredible string of EPs that are featured on incredible labels like Yuku, Future Bounce, Left, Right, and Center, and many more. We are honored to have you with us today.
Yes, hello guys. Yeah,
hey.
It's really like this is a good. I see my peoples up in here. Like
yeah, blessings.
Hello.
I always traditionally begin this because I'm nosy and I love to find out how people first got into making music, and I think it's really beneficial for everybody's journey to find out like how did you get into making beats, making music.
Yeah, it was definitely part of the journey, like literally the journey, because I moved here, but I was always into music. I started drumming when I was like just after I could start walking, you know. My mom gave me a water basin because we couldn't afford drums. So she was like, I'll take this, go in the bathroom, perfect harmonics, and play, you know. So that was like the first like, you know, the baby steps, literally, of playing music.
The baby beats.
Yeah. And then baby beats. And then I was in the Bermuda bass, which is like a native traditional part of Bermuda, and they do like lots of celebrations, carnival. So yeah, you start really young. You come up in the ranks. I stopped for football at one point, but the drumming still was there. Moved here for studies, and then like, you know, it's Manchester, so it's just like you're gonna get hit with the craziest, you know, like at that time, deep MIDI. You know, the jungle scene, the dubstep scene, it was crazy. Like, I think that was like I came in 2011. So,
amazing.
Yeah, crazy time to come. And all the underground clubs getting taken out to this and that. I didn't know how to produce, but it slowly started to be like, I think this is what I should do. You know, everything that I've got in my head, my culture, everything, is time to start putting it practically in something. So I just started doing beats in uni, get home, and
As a nerd, what were you doing these beats on at that point?
So the first, this is crazy. This is a really good question. I don't really talk about it. Was my phone with GarageBand.
Yes, come on.
Yeah.
Shouts to GarageBand.
You know, like, so anything's possible, you know. So people want to spend crazy amounts of money on this. You know, you gotta look at these other kids, man. You know, in like South Africa, Sao Paulo, they don't have the kit, but they're making crazy music. So I see that now.
Yeah.
But at the time, yeah, you know, I was using GarageBand.
Amazing.
You know, tiny little finger edges of like effects and you know, but I made a beat, you know, and then eventually got a MacBook and bought Logic for 150 quid. And yeah, rest is history now.
Nice.
Yeah, that was 2016, 2015. I
Wicked.
started to do like my first beats.
What were your first beats like? Be honest, because mine were absolute garbage.
Yeah, they were
I
just.
think yours were good. You come from an interesting background, but
yeah,
the
the
line
rhythm-
between what's happening in your head and what you make,
Yeah.
such a far journey.
Yeah, it was like I was a nerd. Like I was in uni and I had lots of workshops because I'd done design and crafts and interior design. So we had like metal and wood, all types of stuff. I would literally take my phone and go ding, 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 and just like record all of these sounds.
Yeah.
And then when I'm home and at the time after like work, or I was ditching work to produce, I would like put this in from my phone.
Wicked.
And then like, yeah, guys would be like, what's that sound? And like, that's me in the studio, in the workshop, just banging, you know, some metal hi-hats.
Very cool.
And yeah, that was, I think you've got to be crazy, you know, to do that type of thing at that age. You got to be a bit crazy.
But also you bringing a lot of yourself to it as well, which is something that people sometimes come across later on. I've been talking recently with a few people about like authenticity. Sorry, I saw that was on reverse, and as a DJ that is outrageous. Can't have that. To be authentic and bring yourself to it, like you're studying design, you're working with these materials, but then you're also bringing like that side of your life into your musical life. So that's very cool that you were doing that from very early on. Yeah.
And it's natural.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I saw it on TV or someone else was doing it. It was purely a feeling.
Sick.
You know, and sometimes,
Amazing.
you've been there. You know, it's just something you feel and you get down on paper. It's not like lots of different things influencing you. You just get it down, you write it.
I think I was really influenced by stuff though. I started off by emulating a lot of people. So I really admire when people just go straight in and just are like, nah, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think that's something that sometimes people do it the other way around. So it's very cool that you're like
it is
straight
both,
in.
for sure. You know, I have massive influences. I think, you realize how bad you are at something.
Humbling.
And you're like, right, I need to do something to like make it slap, you know. So okay.
May I ask if you can remember like some of your earlier influences around that time as well? Because you're being dragged around to Bear Club Nights in Manchester. Like, were there any like sets that stood out or artists that you felt really pushed you on a journey?
So many. On the live aspect, with like doing loads of crazy things with instruments and drums and really creating an experience, was definitely Subtract.
Yeah, sick.
And definitely Joker. He's obviously also he played Antwerp Mansion, like crazy sets. Marla, of course. Like it's so many, but I think that scene was like was crazy, you know. And I was massively inspired by that.
Amazing.
You know, and even just the most random guy doing a drum solo with electronic drums at Antwerp Mansion, like a random night, and I was just
every night was random there.
Yeah,
Nothing made any sense.
Yeah, every
what
single
was
night.
going on?
Yeah, and then you look, it's like a brick falling from the ceiling. You're like,
if you're lucky.
Yeah, this is Antwerp Mansion.
Seen things there, man, that shouldn't have happened, but they did. Shout outs to Antwerp Mansion, remembering we're being recorded.
Yeah.
Jobless.
Yeah. I don't think they're open anymore.
For various reasons.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I saw that, and it's crazy when you see something and you don't know what you're taking in at the time, but you are like, you're just captivated. And I was like,
and you see what's possible.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try that. Like, let me see what I could do. And you know, so I've implemented that from like the album, the live stuff. It's all kind of come to fruition, you know.
Beautiful. So obviously, I know you best as being not only a producer but a multi-percussionist.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that was very formative. Like seeing in club spaces where people were combining that kind of instrumentation. And obviously we want to talk about your album a little bit, but I'm very intrigued by how you approach rhythm and how experimental is it? Do you, when it comes to like having ideas, do you know the kind of rhythmic structure you're going for? Is it largely experimental? Is it a mixture of the two?
It's the two. It depends on the medium. So I would do the most random, crazy sort of like drum rolls and combinations live, you know, but that's a feeling, you know, you're practically doing this in the moment.
Yeah.
In the studio or you're collaborating is different. You're kind of like breaking things down, you're set down, you're trying to get the right balance.
Yeah.
It's less intuitive in the moment, you know. And I tried to find a middle ground, so I tried to do solo live beats, you know, in the studio to get that live effect.
Sick.
But it's literally like as it's going.
Yeah, there's a structure
That's
beneath.
that's the right note. That's the right depth. You know, I got a deep drum, like really like bass heavy drum hit, but then you get the tiniest little, you know, lighter drum that sits on top of it.
Yeah.
And like I'd be like, oh, let me put them two together.
Yeah.
Equalize it and see how they could
How
fit.
they speak to each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have this language, you know, and it's like, oh, these do fit. Then you chop and we'll show it in the DAW, the digital audio workspace, and so we'll see how that looks and how it chops, but it's pretty mad. I can't lie. Everyone works different, but I'm like, some guys will collaborate. You're like, this is crazy. It trips them out.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, 30 layers of drums.
I love it.
You know, it's like, but you know, after a while it chops down and you get the right, but you know, that's just how it works sometimes. You know?
That's how it looks. That's how a percussionist mind looks. It's frightening to some.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint-hearted.
It's not.
But
it's not,
yeah, I mean, if Brandy can have like 60 vocal layers, you can have 30.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we love her. I'm intrigued. I would love to hear. Do you want to maybe play? Because the album, tell us a little bit about the album.
Yeah, so the album came out last month. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's been about a year. You know, it's lots of dips. It's like a roller coaster, right? An album.
Yeah.
You know, throw away some tracks impact others, but I actually finished the album when I finally went back home to Bermuda. I don't think I was able to finish it until I rebalanced myself in my environment, you know, being around family. I left when I was 17, so
you came full circle.
The pandemic affected that, so I wasn't able to go back quite some time ago.
Right.
So it finally happened. It's like 14 years. Everyone's looking at me like, dude, where have you been? Where'd you go? Like, you know, like
the White Hotel.
Yeah. They literally, it's like coming up. They're like, you know, like people just like, wow, like it's been so long, you know, and it's like crazy. All these things coming in, understanding, music, culture, colonialism. Migration, seeing how that works, classism, you know, and being an adult back home as well. For the first time, I was a teenager when I was there. So all of these things just swooped in, and I was like, I've got to put this in the album. Like, it wouldn't feel right if I didn't. So I wrote the closing track, A World No More, and that was a spoken word piece about that, you know, and kind of like understanding it. Frustrations, anger to a certain class of Bermudians. Then you've got people on islands, like, and you're just looking over all these people on yachts. So, you know, psychologically, that's crazy, you know, like, and nothing's really changed. So I had to put that in the album, and it inspired a lot of the passion and the writing for it, you know. So,
amazing.
I was actually going to play the first track.
Do it. Let's hear.
I wrote this in Medellin, in Colombia, and it was like the first track ever for the album. I'll skip it in a bit.
Wine pon your head, girl, please understand. Wine pon your on your head, wine on your head, girl, drop to the floor. Wine on your head, girl, get down low. Wine on your head, you are ready to go. Wine on your head, wine on your head, wine on your head, girl, move it for me. Wine on your head, girl, shake your body. Wine on your head, girl, you're dancing for free. Wine on your head, wine on your head, wine on your head, don't rush on your man. Wine on your heart, girl, please understand. Wine on your heart, girl, that is the plan. Wine on your head, wine on your head, wine on your head, wine on your head.
Can't wait for the drop. Can't wait for the drop.
Wine on your head,
It's coming.
wine on your head, wine on your head, wine on your head.
We had so much fun writing this.
Go.
You know, like, yeah, we had to.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, so, yeah. Thank you, thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that was the first track of the album, and it wasn't going to be an album. It was a project we were just going to work on, and then the next track came, and another track, and then I wrote this other track.
How do you decide when something's going to be an album? I said that in such a scary way.
Yeah.
How do you decide?
How
Tell me right now.
decide? Oof. It is a combination of many things in your life. So you're sitting on not a body of work, but you're in a place where you kind of know what you're doing. You're ready to really push yourself, and then also you've got other people pushing you.
Did it also feel like those tracks were really working together? I felt like they were of a body of time as well.
But that was a label too, you know. It was going to be like a 4-track thing. But yeah, the guy that runs the label, Yuku, was just like, you do you. If you think you're ready, if you're down for it, if I'm fully up for it.
Sick.
So like that confidence helped to back me,
Yeah.
or to like put that motivation in my head, like I am ready for an album. I've done 4 EPs prior to that, so I was like, right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work, maybe this time, but then having the outfit, your support network, to be like, okay, we'll back it, like get the content, keep going, push it, and go for it, and then they will support it. So that was also important. You know, it's not like,
It's massively important.
yeah, some labels are just like, oh yeah, we want to try a EP and see where it goes. You know, so the label really helped to give me that, like, I'm ready.
It's also, I don't know about you, but it gets to a point where I've been working on something maybe like however long, weeks, months, something like that. And I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear it again. Check that out. I don't want to hear it again. But then a label will be like, nah, this is the what. Did you find that any of the tracks you were like, don't know, they were like, absolutely. Like, because I found people have a very different reaction to the songs I'm done with.
Yeah.
It was so horrible to myself.
But they also want to support you as a good quality. But after 3 weeks, I was just like, nah, I could do better. They're just trying to be nice, or just trying to say, oh yeah, it works. But really, I got rid of loads. Because I was just like, nah, let me. And you push yourself, you know. So
nice.
Yeah, and I'd say, it's the biggest project I've done. I feel like the live aspect also changed the game for me, because the White Hotel, we use choreographers. Yemi came to sing, worked with like another percussionist, Simeon. He's Grenadian and Senegalese, so he brought his thing. And then Bobo Frederick, who runs the studio at Islington Mill, he helped to basically compile the album, mixing it, testing it out, and also pushing me to do my best work. So live you see people engaging with. Like at one point we've just done drums, like just African drums, like, and you see people's you see their eyes are like, they've never really seen anything like this.
Not in a club, no.
This is what I mean. So that rawness and personal connectivity to like just raw sound is like so important,
Yeah.
but so overlooked in the industry. You know what I mean? Until you start to go and see it. So yeah, it's important for me to bring that out after the album.
Do you feel like you were maybe using those spaces like, because I think it's an amazing space to be using club dance floors as a testing ground for like what you're making as well. You can see how bodies move. I mean, even when you're in the studio, if you're making something and you start moving, you know you're onto something. So when you go and test it and see how other people physically respond to it, I'm sure that was an amazing testing ground for like where you were gonna go with stuff as well.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, and even just seeing other people doing similar things. You know, like one of my favorite bands, Coco.
Nice.
Yeah, and Fulu Matsiki, they like make their instruments from like
domestic
waste,
items.
which is crazy. You know, like banging pipes and like woks and
it's cool.
making sculpting crazy instruments. You know, so that inspired a lot of the live show and being giving it a different angle. So yeah, I think the album's it's doing well. You know, is one thing to do an album, it's another thing to release it, distribute it,
go on,
promote it.
How's it been? Go on.
Yeah, I mean, I have no money left. Like it's like all the money it goes into all of this, and then you're like, right, I need to get it out. You know, it's a side to the industry that like no one does. It's out. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what?
It's a crazy one, and that's interesting that you bring that up, because I think that's something that's important to acknowledge. And it's sort of keeping that momentum. It's been the thing that I find the hardest in the industry, is keeping the momentum afterwards and then resetting for something new. Yeah. And also, as you mentioned, you've been writing it for a year. By the time it comes out, you're probably in quite a different space.
Yep.
And you've learned so much, and you can hear little things like, for me, I listened back to an EP and I'm like, that goddamn bass line. And I spent 2 days and I'm still not happy, but that's okay. Just let it go. Yeah. So it's, how does it feel now, having put that out? Like, how different do you feel? Well, we're going to see maybe how different things are.
Yeah. It's a weird feeling because you've put so much into, you put like your entire self, even your friends are involved. It's such a big, it's like writing a dissertation, finishing uni type of feeling. And you're just like, what am I going to do now, Like, you're just like, it's life, innit? So I'm trying to go with it now at the minute. But I think what I've learned the most, the biggest lesson, is learning to let go of things and just dropping it and not forcing yourself and overworking yourself to try and meet that or to do better, because you can easily compete with yourself. It's like, right, because you work to such a high standard and you're trying to get somewhere, but once you start overworking yourself and forcing it, it's not good. The
garbage beats come back.
This is what I mean, like them 3 a.m. beats, and you're like, what's going on here?
Or 3 a.m. we're like, I'm a genius of our time. And then you go to sleep and wake up and it sounds like actual track. It sounds like someone falling over.
Oh, literally,
yeah. Yeah. The humbling
It's like
mornings.
that German robot.
Yeah.
Literally that in a beat. So, letting go is like one of the biggest lessons recently, and the craziest things that happen, man. Like, so... one of my favorite tracks I'm writing at the minute is with another person in I think they're in near Florida, and they've brought something completely different from me, and they've also worked differently, and just from like dropping everything for a minute and just allowing someone else to interpret what you do, or creating something fresh and a different outlook is now put me in this space. You mean like, what now? Where am I going? So now all these fresh things are coming in, and I kind of know what I want to go for next year already, just from like taking a step back and just let someone else take the wheel. It's like it's been huge, like post album or near the drop. Yeah, for sure.
Amazing. What's this? I want to talk about this another track that you've selected from the album as well.
So the other one is another dance floor stomper,
Ooh,
Ghost
you like to
Rhythm.
stomp.
We're gonna play that. Lots of live drums in here.
Yeah, man, we have to hear the king, you see me? Day and night, majesty, rule all things. That's one of the main things, cause all the way I live by
Do you have a picture of your setup or
that's
your
why I
percussion at
start,
home?
follow the way of nature.
No.
Can you talk us through it?
So they are them have to know these things. Near and far, cause every corner in the earth, you know, you have to find Rastafari, cause the time are coming. Yeah, man, we have to hear the king, you see me? Day and night.
Heavy, man.
Yeah. So you can see when I got here, you can see 2011. Yeah, impacted
Yeah, man.
the bug.
Yeah, I was gonna
Deep
say.
MIDI, like all like that whole, massively inspired my headspace over the past year. Like I think it's definitely came back for sure. You know.
I don't think it ever went away, but it's like the fact that you have such a different take on it as well. Like everything else that's going on, like the polyrhythms and that are nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm coming in with a little segue here. I'm really interested in talking to you about these polyrhythms. Obviously, you come from this percussionist background. You are approaching things like dubstep. It's almost the room that it leaves is what enchanted everybody so much. But then hearing these other polyrhythms against it is super interesting. I love like how you've put this together, how it's constructed, because it feels like so much more of the. Yeah, there's more space, there's more movement, there's more movement for me.
Yeah.
I love dubstep, but I love that. It was always implying, but you're really like asserting rhythms in there. And I know that you might have cooked up a little Logic session for us to talk a bit deeper about.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless I've skirted over what you wanted to talk about with that track, but I think it's amazing.
Think it's like, with that one that just got played, you know, we wanted to have this, like we started with just a drum, and then let's give that raw, authentic live feel.
Yeah.
Then bringing in the synths and bringing in like the bass line, and I feel like it's hard to find a middle ground between like ultra electronic music and then like that the handmade, the textured and more like that live sound, you know, because like even with your stuff, you know, you use a lot of electronic music, but it still feels soulful. It still feels.
You've got to have that balance, and I can hear is that crispiness of like liveness over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds wicked. It really does.
Yeah, throughout the album as well, we use lots of live recordings from back home, like the beach, the water, birds, whistling frogs, which is like very unique in the islands. Like like to get that like nighttime sort of you don't really know where you are, jungle type of
Yeah.
feel to give like, you know, texture to
These soundscapes as well that are sitting in. That's I feel like that really separates certain productions from others, where there's like this body of sound underneath it. There's an atmosphere that people aren't entirely aware of, but on massive speakers, you're like, hang on, am I in the jungle here? Yeah, it's yeah. We all know why. Some of us feel like we're more in the jungle than others. Can we have a look under the hood in this Logic project? 'Cause I'm fascinated. I saw this chopped up, and I'm just nosy. I'm nosy on behalf of all of you. Don't pretend you're not nosy, because you are.
yeah. So if
Yeah, I
we
want to
give
see the choppery.
some volume. Let's have a little quick test. Bring it down a bit. Just don't want to be too loud.
I want it loud.
Okay. So this one is some new cooks and sprinkle of this and that and that.
Amazing.
For
New
next
beat.
year. Yeah,
Sick.
yeah. It's not like finalized for like a label, or it's just more.
It's organized though, and Jade, I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, man. There's people who know me know I love color coordination. People,
Yeah.
color coordination.
I don't
Vocals.
often. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
ask
my
Frederick.
gosh.
Yeah, I never use that. Yeah. I'm trying to make it look nice, guys.
Be
you know
cool,
what I mean?
man. Be cool.
Yeah.
No, I
go
love
with
it.
it, man. Go with it.
Yeah, but you know when you're in these long sessions, you've been going for it for like 5 hours. Like, where is that bass? Where is
Oh,
it?
yeah,
I have to have color coordination, or
Yeah.
things are gonna go real ugly real fast.
Yeah. So I think it's cool to start with some.
Can you remember how you
simple-
started this?
Yeah, literally this.
Is this what you're showing us? Yes, sick.
So I think these are whale calls. But it could be an alien from some Sonic, I don't know.
Same thing.
But
Whales are aliens.
it's
Fight me.
it's hard. It's hard. You know, I love sci-fi too. Not many
Yeah.
people know this, but I'm a huge sci-fi nerd, like Blade Runner.
Yes.
You know, like all of that there.
Do you follow that
So-
Instagram where they talk about how they put all the sounds into Blade Runner? Can I send all those videos
Oh,
to you
send
tonight?
them over,
late
please.
at night.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
amazing.
I'll send them to Frederick. He's the new. Yeah.
It's amazing, and
Yeah.
how much of it is the natural world is crazy. Yes. Same account. Yeah.
See,
Check
he's
this
a
account.
sound designer, so he's
It's magic.
I'm completely random sometimes. I'll be doing drums, going mad,
Sick.
but I might just start with a whale
And they're like,
sound.
do you know what?
Yeah, you
Whales
know,
it
and
is.
like, and that's what I love about just like trying different things.
But for you, I suppose that is you're creating like this lovely palette, and there's almost like there is that excitement of like starting off with a sound like that. How do you respond to it? How do we?
Yeah. and
sick.
you know, adding more textures.
Mm.
So
Classic.
from there, I just add in.
So you're cutting up.
cutting
There's
up.
no MIDI going on here, people.
Yeah,
It's
I
slicing
chop.
and dicing.
Yeah, I chop a lot.
Nice.
A lot of these here. I would say the automated drums. Sometimes in the instrument, so it's like a MIDI drum.
Sweet.
And then sometimes it'll be audio. My recent track, Gumbe, that was like with one snare,
Sick.
but just like 50 layers of just recording the same snare to get like
Well
a
good.
live band feel. Because that's what I wanted, that shtung, shtung,
Depth.
shtung, shtung, that like
Yeah,
snare
yeah,
and
yeah.
that like that atmosphere, you know. So it depends on the track, but for much of the album, we done lots of automated sounds from an instrument, and then keeping it pure to more like textured drums. I think it was a good balance of both.
Do you mind if I take a moment just to say to anybody, just a reminder about automation? It means that you are applying effects to it as you go along. So maybe you're applying like a delay at a certain point that rings out. So you have this channel that has like maybe a snare in it, but there's moments where you're applying like an effect to it that's inside it. So that's all that automation means, is just applying effects at certain points throughout the track.
Yeah. Yes, very well said. So yeah, a part of the track was like to build it, to give it its body. I started designing some of the sound waves.
So what is Serum? Talk us through. Is it
so
what
yes,
kind of synthesizer is it?
Serum is well, this is Serum 2.
The sequel.
It's like one of the most powerful ones you can use at the minute. Like everyone uses it. You can create your own sound palettes, waves, different oscillators, effects. Like it goes so deep. Like I've only started a year into it, so I'm not even that like. But
have you seen anyone since you downloaded it?
No. I've just literally been Patrick, like underneath the rock, man. Like it's been. So I could show you how I wanted to make a bass line that's quite heavy, but also complex, as in I can really push the textures of it. So what you can do up here is really cool. You can add.
Oh, so it's wavetable as well as you can do all kinds.
Yeah.
Sick.
And you can see that the there's additional particles and wavetables here for oscillator. So I would basically use a wet.
For anyone who's not dabbling in synthesis yet, synthesizers is all it is just turning your computer into an instrument, which means it has to make sound from nothing. Because a physical instrument would need to be hit like a piano key or a strummed guitar, but you're asking this to create sound, and how it does that is by creating waves, which are wiggles that wiggle your ear, sound wiggles that wiggle your ear in those kinds of shapes, and you combine them to make the sounds that we know and love. Like that.
Here, I was just playing around with like tons of different like additional particles and combos that like.
Yeah, heavy, man. And again, it has a real percussive vibe to it. It's got a hard attack there going on, like.
So like I would basically
Nice.
start making like additional beats and like layers, playing around with all of these. And this is another saw that's just like piercing through. If you want to go that crazy, you can. I might actually save that.
Yeah,
Because that's pretty wild. I can't lie.
Genius.
Might just save that. But like new one.
So you're saving that patch.
You can just save a patch like that.
Yeah.
See, this is why me and him work together. I could show about like how I do interplay drums with basses and chops and samples, how it all kind of coheres into one.
Yeah.
So I would use a instrument bass line like Serum, create crazy things, but then I like to strip it back and just use a simple bass thump chop from some random folder I found, and then kind of apply the same thing. So I just apply very simple transpose, like, and overly distorted, and I will bounce each one so it gives you different sounds.
Yeah, nice.
So basically they're bass lines, but they're also drum hits in my mind, you know. So it's like they help to.
They seem to interchange quite a lot, like what's bass, because your bass is so percussive, and your percussion's so tuned.
Yeah.
They cross over really. They have similar qualities to each other.
Exactly. And then like I like to just fully do go against the grain. So like in the industry, you get basic 4/4, and then the kick, the bass all hits on the one. But I was just like, I'm just gonna move all the tracks back. So there's a delay that no one can really expect, you know. So the bass comes in afterwards, you know. And there's tons of different delay and poly delays, rhythms in there that helps to give a swing that you know isn't just a standard. simplicity of like a, you know.
I think that's one of the most fun things about programming or putting beats together is just like, you know, when you start off, I mean, if anyone started off making, you know, a MIDI beat and you have your 16, you know, like segments and stuff, and then just the power of moving the kick like one bar back and the way that makes things feel, and then messing around with like just different beats, like not the standard like, you know, 1, 2, 4 kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And messing between those and swinging it, quantizing if you're quantizing, or you know, you've already got that groove on it. It makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And another really important plug-in instrument that we used when writing the album is Portal.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but like, you know, this is the instrument, and
nasty.
You know, and like the original was like. Just like an impact rim shot, you know. So a lot of the times I would write, I would like completely transform a sound into something that's originally not, but you give a different, you know, feel. So I do a lot of that. But overall, you can feel the atmosphere. You know, you can feel this dystopian, spacious, like wild. It's like you found these drums in the wild, and you're just gonna play it and use whatever you've got around you. You know, so yeah.
What advice then would you give to somebody who was maybe going in, like beginning to start looking at sound design, starting to look at manipulating drum sounds? I'm sitting there, I'm very used to using sample packs maybe. Like, how do I start going about, what would your advice be to start manipulating those?
Just recording. Like so this guy sent me a video, he's also a sound designer. He would just do everyday things. He just like open up his car door.
Oh, so recording Foley sounds like magic.
Yeah. Obviously, you can get a good mic, cool. You know, if you've got the money. Yeah. It's still cool. But I've made lots of music with my iPhone and get, you know, just gotta really compress it, really polish it up. But it's the activity and the willingness to make it like your everyday habit. It becomes this language that you just get used to. Yeah, so when you go to write and release and play all the glorious stuff, you're like at the top of what you're doing because you do it so much. It becomes like a language that only you can do, you know. So
because there is that thing, isn't there, in production where it's like, oh, where'd you get your samples from, mate? It's like, I recorded them myself. I just love that. Like, sorry, mate, sorry, but it's like when you go up to somebody who's like, oh, where'd you get your trousers from? They're like, New York. It was a one-off. It's like that. Like, sorry, babe, I couldn't help you if I tried. Like, yeah, I kind of love that, and it really is important and quite. It sets you apart, I guess, when you have your own sound sources. You create your own library of sounds like that. Yeah. And I think you can start off. Also, anyone using Android, I know iPhone users are going to be like, why would you do that? I have an Android. I live quite a healthy life, actually, and. There is an app called Field Recorder app that turns your microphone into like a bit more of a heightened thing, and it makes it even better when you're recording Foley stuff. So if you're recording things, it's called Field Recorder. Someone sent me it the other day. It's really good.
Frederick, what's the app we use to stretch sounds? Paulstretch. Yeah.
Paulstretch. Paulstretch. I can't go on that, fam. Rats. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, we're all equal.
Okay,
so
wicked.
P-U-L-L.
P-U-double-L, stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paulstretch.
Wicked.
So we used a lot of that for the album. You basically, you know, it stretches by thousands and thousands of seconds.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So we done like a. Yeah.
The quality stays the same, but because it duplicates.
It granulates it. Yeah.
It granulates it to shit. But you can literally stretch things forever. Like I tried to stretch things for 27 years. It took me like 2 hours to render.
That's pretty good going.
Yeah, but it's also 2 hours of watching the render.
Yeah. That's when I'd put a Lord of the Rings on.
It's it nearly
No, you could do an exhibition with that, I reckon.
It nearly affected our work a lot because we were just there. It just wasn't working. But when you get it right, so this is an example. So that ghostly voice in the back is just Draco, who's also on the album, like spitting bars.
Wow.
So he's like, like,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Remix I did first, and you're like, bro, nothing's going on in this remix. What is this saying?
Yeah,
Shout me in 27 years. And you'll get it. You'll get it. I love that.
yeah.
Sick.
So yeah, another nice little tip.
Very
Wow.
cool. Like
Yeah.
stretching audio. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you started me on a rabbit hole that my partner's not going to be thankful for. She won't hear from me again now for several years, maybe 27. Now that we're chatting to you lovely people, I think it's perfect time if there's anything... actually, no, I want to close with like a piece of advice before we open it out to a few questions on the floor, if there are any. What would you... it's a classic one. What piece of advice would you give to people on the journey of production? Maybe it's an industry thing. What is a piece of advice you wish you'd been given?
Collaborate. Like
Yes.
this is you gotta get out your own head. I didn't start making my best stuff till I started to travel. The first track on the album was in Colombia. Like, you gotta go Colombia. But me and Frederick wrote hours and hours and hours of things that we didn't even use in the album. But you have this person here and it drives you. On the solo road is fun, it's cool, but you will get bored and lonely as fuck. So that was the biggest lesson, because this person pushes you and doesn't really let you get away with mediocre shit.
Okay, cool.
And you need that someone to be on your back about something, and that could go with anything, not even just music. Just whatever your craft is, just someone to like have you in check and to keep you. And it's made me like do my best thing, my best stuff. So definitely collaborate, travel, and go outside your comfort zone. Like don't just be in your computer every day of every week. It's not good.
Yeah, amazing piece of advice. Thank you. Any questions out there in our lovely crowd? Oh, how are we doing this? Oh, the Jeremy Kyle mic.
She's not mine.
Once again.
I didn't hear that, baby. Not mine.
We have a question here. I feel, I believe.
Hello. So I just wanted to know, like, what do you feel like is the next kind of like logical step, or what step feels right next after having released your first album? Get back to what I said earlier, like just letting go of everything. I think of fully maxed out, like so this is the album, but there's so many other tracks that we wrote, process of elimination, but like, maxed out. I'm ready to just let go of like constantly trying to perfect, write EPs, labels. Like I'm chasing perfection or whatever that is too much, and when you try to, you don't get anywhere. So I've been collaborating, and then just like crazy stuff is happening, because I'm just like new ideas. I would let the person be like, oh, what you think? I don't even touch anything, but when I do feel something, I'm like, all right, it's my turn, and making some really amazing stuff. Cheers. Thank
Great answer. Any other questions?
Yes, brother. And so obviously I had the pleasure to be at the album release party at Y Hotel, but I was also undergoing mad tonsillitis, and I was on antibiotics, so we didn't have a chance to chat about the album, And there's one question that growing with time, I started asking all my mates. They've just gone back from holidays, so I like to see holidays as obviously as much as you can plan it. It never goes how it really you planned it for, and it's still an experience that quite hits. And at the same level for an artist, like an album could be some of that. And obviously you can go on and on, hours and hours chatting. Oh yeah, the first day I've been there, second day, da 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 da. And I've always found that the best way to ask people like how it actually went is, so consider this either while the album was in the making, either now, that's a month that's gone by after you released it. What is the best and the worst memory about creating the album or the project itself?
The best and the worst. Yeah, really good question. I would say, I'll start with maybe the worst or the more challenging side. Would you say was probably back home. That was the most, because it's like it's like awakening. Like you're going back to a place you grew up, where you're born, and you're trying to decipher how do you apply this to your art, to your life, all these things. So it's not until I left I was able to like grow from that, write about it, talk to other people, process it, because you don't have to do it alone. But I think that was like the worst. That was like the shit. Like, where am I going with this? How am I going to put this in the album when I've nearly finished the album? And then words, talking to people, just letting it out, like self-therapy became that. And then the best was definitely the collaborative side. So yeah, working with Frederick for most of the album, Wast and Trenyes, these guys are based in South America, that really expanded the way I look at music and like what's possible. So it kind of, you listen to the album, it's like each track has its own thing, but it's not random. It's not like a VA. It's like a story. It feels connected, but each is its own feeling and texture. So yeah, when we compiled the best tracks and started to like refine it and add on like textures and environmental stuff and smoothing it out, it started to make sense. So yeah, good question, man. Yeah, that was bless up.
Nice. Any more questions on the floor? Hello.
Yeah, this one's kind of left field, but you mentioned your interest in sci-fi, and then like honestly, like hearing some of the sounds, I could imagine it being in like what is it called, the upside down in Stranger Things.
Stranger Things,
thing?
Yeah.
So I was actually curious to know, like, if you were to say, okay, go listen to 3 sci-fi movie soundtracks, what would they be?
Oh,
My God.
wow.
My God.
Like
On the spot. Sorry.
I would cook food, try and look for a sci-fi film. The food's cold, and I'm just like, well, I'm gonna give up trying to find one, because I've watched nearly all of the good ones on Prime and Netflix. So, man, I would say.
What do you think of the Alien Earth one? It's fucking
crazy.
sick.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. I would say we'll go back in time. We'll say some of the first Aliens.
Always
Yeah.
aliens. Always aliens.
First Aliens. There's another one. Yeah, Blade Runner is cool, of course. Blade Runner, but it's like another film that I would say that like really changed the game for me. But it was like on Earth. It was very dystopian. It's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. I know. Time. Paulstretch. I would say. Nah.
Men in Black discovered Alicia Keys. The first Men in Black discovered Alicia Keys. 100%. She was doing bits, but that was it. A tune called Sexy Thing. It's hot.
Mad.
Sorry.
Okay. Elysium. It's a really dope. Crazy sci-fi flick. And then The Abyss. Yeah, if you've not seen it. Yeah, it's a whole like underwater crazy sci-fi alien thing. So yeah, and the aquatics on that. You hear the whale sounds. Hey, see, yeah, they're there. Yeah. Is that? Is it 3? Just 3?
3 was good.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to keep going, I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I add one?
Yeah.
It's not sci-fi, but I really love it. Inception. Dubious film. It's good. It's bad in equal measures. Let's be honest. But I really love the nerdiness of. So you know, there's that song, the Edith Piaf song, where she says "Non, je ne regrette," and that's how they wake up. So Hans Zimmer's team, I say that legally and specifically, Hans Zimmer's team took that track and slowed it down to exactly how you would hear it if you were coming out of REM sleep, and those big horns, wow, wow. Wom, wom, in the entire soundtrack is actually the sound of that song slowed down to how the brain would hear it in REM sleep, and that's the kind of shit I live for. Paulstretch, come on! I bet they pull stretched all night long.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, 100 Paulstretch. Yeah, I love that kind of conceptual stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
And Tenet.
Yes.
Crazy sound work. The actual film in the theater was loud as hell, but crazy. All of the reversal cinematics and sound structuring they had going on was insane.
That's a strong list, man. That is a strong list.
Yeah.
That is all we have time for in this wonderful evening. But what I want to reiterate, and I've been told to reiterate before I thank you, is that we still have time to run a couple of tunes on the system. So if you have submitted just before, if you have submitted, just a bit like a cult leader, before we have a chance to listen now. Henzo's on the mix. If you've got something on USB, please bring it up. We can have a listen. I urge you, for good or for bad, listen to your tunes on these speakers, if you can. I know it feels very vulnerable, but it also will send you off like scuttling back, like, oh my God, that low made all of that. So if you have the chance and you've got it on USB, I just want to reiterate that this is a really healthy space. I've really appreciated this space, and everyone's like in it together. There's no shame in like trying stuff out. There's like a real work in progress. It's like beginning bits. Please just make the most of it. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't have these in my house. So it's quite nice to have a listen. And it's not somebody's Ford Fiesta that's going to make you feel like shit. Please come forward if you have more tracks to listen to. But above all, I want to do a stonking thank you to this amazing artist, Obeka. Thank you so much. Super inspiring. And what is next? You got releases coming, or were you just hibernating, writing? Beautiful.
Hibernating and collaborating.
Yes.
That's all you need to do after
Watch
an
this
album.
space.
Yeah.
Follow Obeka Music on Instagram, and thank you so much for coming down. Blessings and blessings upon all your hard drives.
Arts Council, right from the Arts Council. Yeah. So we want to thank the Arts Council as well for funding this project and making it possible.
He wants my job. It's fine.
Yeah, I got the memo. So
bless up.
Big love for that.
Thank you, Arts Council.
Thank
Thanks you, CDR. Bless up.